Hello, my name's David Withers and I'm the Managing Director of ISEKI here in the UK. We're continuing these series of demonstration videos looking at our new SXG range of mowers. This includes the SXG324 and, as you're looking at today, the SXG327, which is what we're going to focus on during this video. So this SXG327 differs from the 324 in the range, mainly by a slightly more powerful engine, bigger tyres and the availability of taking a 54-inch deck rather than just a 48-inch deck. So this machine, as you see it here, has got a couple of accessories on it. We've got the 54-inch deck, as I mentioned. We've got the high tip collector. There's also a low tip collector available. We've got the premium comfort seat fitted to this machine. And as all of these machines should have, we have a handy hatch fitted to the collector on the back. So they're the accessories that we've got on this specific machine. So as we look at this machine, the SXG327, there's a couple of things, a couple of reasons why this is the best cut and collect machine on the market. One of them is around the collection system, and we'll cover that a little bit later. But also at the very heart of why this is such a great machine is its engine. And that's what we're going to have a look at now. So at the heart of all ISEKI products is the engine. We build our own engines. This is a 3-cylinder diesel engine with 1,123 cc's of displacement. It's a really big engine for this size of machine. And because it's such a big engine, we're able to turn it really, really slowly. We only turn this at 2,600 revs per minute to get just under 22 horsepower out of it. There are machines out there with tiny little displacement engines in them, and they have to run them really, really, really fast, really thrash them to try to get some power out of that. Because we've got this big engine, we can just turn it slowly, lower vibration, lower fuel usage, and lower noise. So not only is it a great performing engine, it's actually been designed in a way that everybody can get at stuff very easily. So I've lifted the hood here, and once you can see under here, here's the oil filter. Here's the air filter, so you can clean that out very easily. There's a little bug shield here, which keeps the radiator clean. Radiator's just here, so you can check fluid levels there, and the batteries here. Once the hood's up like that, it's just really, really easy to get full access to this engine. So let's get on the machine and get myself comfortable. I usually get on from the left-hand side. So once I'm on, I can adjust the seat, so I can go forwards and back. A lot of movement there. I can pitch the seat back, get myself comfortable, and it's also got suspension, so I can pump that up or down to make it so I've got a nice lot of suspension there. I can also then adjust the steering wheel. This moves, and I can just lock that into place like that at wherever it's comfortable. So for me, that's about there. Yeah, that's about right. So now I'm comfortable on the machine. So now I'm on the machine. Let's have a look at the controls down the left-hand side here. Cup holder, very important when you're out mowing. Get your can of Coke in there. I've then got a USB outlet here, so you can charge your mobile phone while you're out mowing. This version has got a handbrake on it. You can get a version where the parking brake is actually on the foot brake on the other side, but this one has got a parking brake on it. The adjustment here is for the height of cut of the deck, so it's very easy. I can set that anywhere from just under 25mm up to 90mm, so that's the setting for the height of cut. And the final thing down this side is this lever here that I can press down with my foot, and that is the diff lock. We don't have four-wheel drive on this machine, but I can lock the rear diff, which gives you tremendous traction if it's very slippery or if you're going up a slightly offset hill. So looking down the right-hand side here and starting at the back, you can see nice big fuel cap filler there, so very easy. If you're using a jerry can, it's quite easy to pour in there. Then we get this control system here. So this lever, this joystick here, is actually what we use to lift and lower the collector when we're dumping all the grass that we've collected. If I pull it back, the collector will go up in the air. If I then push it to one side, it then tilts the collector back to enable all the grass and everything to come out of the hopper. So obviously you're only going to use that when you are emptying the hopper. So just so you don't knock it or anything while you're out mowing, there's a little lock system here. I can just pull that up and push it across. This is now locked, and that means if you accidentally hit it or whatever, you're not going to accidentally tip the collector. This little lever here actually lifts and lowers the deck. So we've separated these two levers, which is a really good idea. You're going to use this lever every couple of seconds. You're going to be going along, lift the deck, drop the deck, and so on. So this lever is very, very commonly used. This lever is very seldom used because you're only going to use this when you're actually emptying the grass out. So by separating them, you take away any possible confusion about what you're doing. You know that when you're driving along, this is the lever you're going to be using. Now there's also this lever here, that's used as a little cleaner that makes sure that the chute between the deck and the collector stays clear. So then we come to the controls here. So for this machine, this is forwards, and then right next to it there's another lever, and I push that forwards and that goes into reverse. That is so easy, forwards, reverse, just so effortless to do. There are machines out there that have funny looking pedals where you have to really use your heel to try to go into reverse, and they're very, very uncomfortable. This is by far the most comfortable way of controlling the machine. And then above it is the brake. So in the event of you wanted to really slow down or an emergency, you can just hit that brake. So on this side of the dash, we've obviously got the ignition switch here. Hand throttle is here, obviously, as I mentioned before. Full revs is 2600 RPM. We've also got a cruise control here. So if I press the go button, the pedal down there, and then push that down, it will lock that pedal in place. So now I'm setting my forward speed. So if I'm doing a lot of mowing, that's really handy. I just touch it like that and it releases it. Then when I want to engage the deck, I need to turn the PTO on. And to do that, I simply turn this little yellow button sideways and then pull it out. The deck is now engaged. If I want to disengage the deck, I press the button. So then looking up at the dash here, I can see my rev counter. I've got the engine temperature, how much fuel I've got, how many hours I've worked, and then there are warning lights across the top there which will tell me various things that might be going on. On the left-hand side, I've got my hazard warning lights, and then your horn lights, indicators, and so on and so forth. A nice, easy, clear screen and a nice layout. It's very simple to operate and simple to understand. So that's gone through the kind of controls and some of the other features of the machine. We've got some good areas we can try it out on here. I've got some old wildflower paddocks that need to be taken down. We've got some semi-maintained areas and some quite nicely maintained areas. So we're going to take it out and we're going to go mowing. So this is an area that I do cut most weeks. It's quite a nicely maintained bit of grass. However, you can see, whilst it's still only early September, we've had the first kind of leaf drop of the autumn. So we're going to show as well just how well, not only does it cut grass, but how well it hoovers up all the leaves at the same time. So I've engaged the deck, lower it down. So now we're just going to run along here. And you should be able to see behind me that we're hoovering up all of these leaves. Now we had quite a heavy rain overnight, so these aren't dry. This is wet leaf that we're collecting here. Okay, so I've turned round there. Just going to carry on. Hopefully you can see behind me. It's amazing, isn't it? It just lifts everything up and leaves it so lovely and clean. So we're cutting the grass, but we're also getting rid of that leaf that you really don't want because it stops the grass getting any light during the winter. Just do another pass here, just so you can see just how easily it really does cut and collect all of this kind of conditions. So I can do one more pass here. I want to show you one other feature of this machine, which is around the engagement of the deck as you go forwards and backwards. So I'm driving forwards, obviously the deck is engaged here. So let's say I now get to the end here and I want to reverse. So I go into reverse, and I don't know if you can hear, but the deck has cut out. So as I went backwards, the deck cut out completely. Now I've stopped, the deck started again. And as I go forwards, the deck is now running again. So if I wanted to mow in reverse, there's a little green button here on my right hand side. If I press that and reverse, now my deck is still running whilst I go backwards. So that's a really nice feature, that you can either allow the machine to do it automatically, it'll cut the deck out when you go into reverse, or you can override that and mow in reverse. It's really, really easy. So quite a lot of these machines are used in this kind of application, cutting beside roads, around council estates, or areas that the council maintains, places like that. So I'm just going to run along here. This is kind of semi-maintained. I do cut this, but probably only once a month, whereas the other more nicer areas we were cutting maybe once a week. And you can see here again, it's running along the fence side here, how clean it's leaving it. I'm just handling this extra growth, no problem at all. To avoid these brambles. So just finishing cleaning up by this road here. One of the other really nice things about this machine is how low the ROPS is. So I'm coming under these branches here. I'm actually bang on 2 meters is my height here at this ROP. I think it's maybe a centimetre bigger than that. A lot of our competitors are 10% higher than that, so almost 200 millimetres taller than we are. They wouldn't be able to get under these branches because they're just too high. So this low ROPS really helps us to get under the canopy of trees and to operate safely. So wildflower meadows are increasingly popular. Obviously this one is now over for this season, and you can see the kind of volume of material we've got here. It's up above my waist. So we need to cut and collect this area, and we're going to see how well the SXG will handle it. So we're going to have a go at this wildflower meadow. Now the way I handle this is you could do it in one pass at say 90 mil, but you're going to have to go very, very slowly. So what I normally do is I actually lift the deck up, so that's down, I lift it up into the transport mode, and then we're actually going to cut with the deck lifted. So you should be able to see here, obviously the machine itself knocks down some stuff. We're going to do a pass up here with the deck lifted, then we'll turn round and we'll come back again with the deck dropped to around about that 90 mil. So we are hoovering up a tremendous amount of volume of grass here. Now the collector on this machine is 650 litres, so you can get a reasonable amount in there, but this is a lot of material we're picking up. So now you can see what I've done there. I'm now going to drop the deck down to still high, 90 mil, but we're going to clear this up a little bit more. You know, maybe I'll probably rotivate this area when I want to reseed it. I'd probably cut it down maybe to 50 mil before I actually did that. So I would probably do one more pass, but I'd probably do that in the spring. Yeah, amazing. that wildflower is really filling up the collector quite quickly. As I said, 650 litres, but even so, with the volume that we had there, it fills it up quite quick. So I lift it, pull this lever back, that lifts it right the way up. Then I tip it, push the lever away from me, that tips it back, whoosh. And there you go, that's all that grass come out. Obviously to low, it's the reverse, I pull that across, that tips that back, and then push it forwards. Down it comes, and there I am, I'm ready to go off mowing again. So you've seen the machine cutting good grass, hoovering up leaves, cutting down wildflowers by the side of roads, all sorts of areas, and you're probably wondering, why on earth does it collect so well? And that's what we're going to go through in this segment. We're going to explain the physics of why our machine cuts better than anything else on the market. Now, if you're ever going to go under the machine here, under the collector, you must lock little lock pins here. I've already done the other side. I'll lock that in place. It's now safe for me to get in here and show you why our machines collect so well. So the first thing you probably notice is look at the size of this massive chute. As the grass is discharged by the deck down in there, you can actually probably, we'll focus in a second, you'll actually be able to see the blades down in there. That's how near to the deck we are. It comes straight out of here and then straight into the collector. Now, the reason we can do that is because we've moved the axle, the rear axle of this machine has been moved right up here under the seat. And then we use chain cases that come down both sides that actually drive those rear wheels. So what that means is we've got nothing between the rear wheels here. On a lot of other units that there are out there, they've used aluminium or a weaker material for their chain cases, and so they've had to put strengthening bars between the rear wheels, which means that the grass, instead of coming straight out the back like it does on ours, has to go up and over a big bump. Over time, the grass sticks to the chute because it's got to go over that big bump, and that's how you get blockages. So that is one of the key areas as to why our machine collects so well. So we finished our mowing for the day, and we're going to head back. We've got more work for this machine to do, but it's not mowing. But here I am going along. This is now going at 19 kilometres an hour. So when you're moving from one location to the other, if you've got a decent road, you can go at decent speed. So we're not always mowing, sometimes we're cutting hedges and the like, and obviously that generates a lot of material that you've then got to deal with. And that's where the handy hatch comes in. So how often have you been hedge cutting or generating other garden waste? Now you've got to go and get a wheelbarrow and a trailer and everything else to go and get rid of it and then walk it down to your compost heap, but not when you own an SXG, because you can have fitted the handy hatch. This opens up the whole top of the collector here, and now I can just pick up all of my stuff, chuck it all in. There we go. So now I can just close that down and I can head off to the compost heap and just pour it out. So just giving it a little wash over there, because we're going to put it away in a minute. We're done for the day. But one of the other features that this machine has got is you've got a little hose lock fitting here on the deck, which enables you to really keep the deck clean. I'll show you how that works. So the way this works, just get my hose lock end there, plug it onto my deck, and then if I just start the machine up and keep it on tick over and drop the deck down, otherwise you're going to get water going everywhere. But now just turn the deck on, and now actually that blade is whizzing around in there and it's spraying the water around the inside, and you're cleaning the underside of the deck. There's another one the other side, so do both sides and you'll really keep your deck in tip-top condition. So sadly we're getting towards the end of our video now. We've hoovered up leaves, we've cut down wildflowers, we've used the handy hatch, we've washed it off, and now it's time to put the machine away. Now as you can see with the ROPS here, even though it's very, very low, just about 2 meters, it's still too high to go in my garage. So we need to fold down this top part of the ROPS. I've already done the other side, but this side, we're just going to loosen off this lock nut. That then frees up the pin. We can then take the pin out, little clip on the back, put it in my pocket. This can now come down, but I do just need to push the seat forwards to allow the ROPS to go past it. Put the seat back up, like that. And now I'm good to put it away in the garage. Just got to watch my head as I go in. And there we are. Safely away. Wow. I mean, what an amazing machine. From the powerful, economical, quiet engine, the amazing collection system that we've got at the back there that lets us cut and collect so much better than anything else that there is on the market. And the great ergonomics that we've also got on this machine now really do make it a world beater. So, talk to your local dealer, go to our website, www.iseki.co.uk. There's a dealer locator there. Give one of them a call, tell them, I want a demonstration of an SXG327. You will be blown away by it. It's been amazing. Well, I've loved making this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it and I hope to see you again soon.